All right, welcome everybody to the 3200 podcast, man. And this is a special episode, man, with the current events that's going on around the nation right now, man. We want to take some time and speak on it and speak on what happened here in Memphis. But before we get into that, I think Leo had a special message for the Smiley family.
Yeah, I'd like to send out a condolences to Ricky Smiley and his family, man. Hard times right now for you. I'm sending it out mainly because it was one time I was down. I mean, I was really down in a dark place, and it was like I couldn't see no way out. And I had Ricky Smiley on that morning, and Ricky's show just had me laughing, man, like crying, laughing. And that was the first time I felt like I hadn't laughed in forever. And it took me out of that place. It gave me the motivation and to move on. And, it brought in light. So I always say, Ricky saved my life, you know,
Yeah.
because I don't know where I was going. So for him and his family, we got prayers, so we send it all out to you. It's hard enough losing one child, but this is his
Yeah,
second child
second
that
one.
he's
Yeah,
lost.
second child. Yeah.
So it's hard. But we're praying for you and your family, Ricky. Love you, bro.
Yeah.
Although I don't know my real brothers.
Yeah, prayers out there to the Smiley family. I think me and Chris just went seeing the show here in Beaumont on Friday night, man. It was a great show, man. To hear that news, man, big shock, man. So, like Leo said, man, special prayers to the family. But our main topic we want to talk about today, man. Like I said, big story going on around the country, man. The police brutality uh, continues, man. We hadn't stopped. Uh, in my head, America has not learned its lesson yet, and we lost another young black man uh, to some officers. And I mean, like I said, the media jumps into this. The black officers. I mean, it really does not matter what color the officers was. There's a problem in the police department that cities and states and the nation needs to resolve. Man, we had brother Tyre uh, Tyre Nichols of Memphis was pulled out of his vehicle um, for he was getting pulled over for his driving. Police beat him, pulled him out of his vehicle and started beating him. Uh, and Mr. Nichols ran, and the police caught back up with him and beat him again. I mean, everybody's seen. I mean, just about everybody's seen the video, man. It almost. I ain't gonna lie. These videos are hard to watch, man. They're hard to watch, man. See his mother on TV. His mother's been strong. Big shout out to his mother. But these videos, I mean, it's like one of the things like I really don't want to see it, but I know I have to look at the reality of it. So just watching that video and watching them beat him up. There was some language, police language. It is what it is. The language don't bother me as much as the hitting and the kicking and all that extra stuff and them leaving them out there. Uh, Me personally, man, I was just watching his mom talk and tell this story, man. Just a skateboarder trying to make it home to his family, and to hear him screaming for his mom, man, all of that, man, it just it hurt me. You know what I mean? It hurt me to see him go out like that, man. What did y'all guys feel after y'all seen the video?
Anger. It's it's crazy. It doesn't even, like you said, for something that simple, man. If what happened just giving people tickets, man? Just pulling him out and beating him the first time, and then him running, and then you doing it. Nobody wanted to stop. Nobody said stop. It's just horrible.
Yeah, and then I know somebody gonna be like, "Well, he shouldn't have ran." Like, bro, he was scared for his life. Like, I could understand. exactly why somebody's beating you for no reason. They jacked him out of his car, man. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly why they pulled him out the car like that. You know what I'm saying? He was giving up. He was already done. But to pull him out the car like that and beat him, heck yeah, I'm running too. I'm scared for my life. You know what I mean? For the citizens, man, they have to be some type of protection, man. Like, hey, if I'm getting beat or shot at by the cops, like I should be able to run. And you know what I mean? Somebody needs to protect me. Who's gonna protect me from the police?
Just being a human, you're gonna fight or flight. You know what I mean? That's survival techniques. So your body just gonna do it. You're gonna just do it. And I hate that because most of these things, most of these videos that you see, these people, the officers be like, oh, they were still moving, they're trying to protect themselves, or they was trying to get up and get you keep even when they stop, you still beating them.
Yeah.
What they supposed to do?
Yeah, their life was not in jeopardy. He could tell clearly he didn't have no weapon the first few times I was beating his butt. You know what I mean? So why? I mean, it was way more excessive than it had to be. What you think, Chris?
Man, it's I'm hurt too, because he was 29. I'm same age. I'm 29 years old as well, and just to see that, happen to a guy that was, minding his business, just trying to get home to his family, it's really heartbreaking. Regardless of not whether he was reckless, driving, probably swerving or just reckless driving, it shouldn't have never gotten that to that point. You could like Leo said, what happened to just giving a ticket or giving him a warning? You know, Nothing that man did warranted for them to pull that man out of his car and start beating. Like I saw a video, I think yesterday or the day before, implies it said he's talking to this lady, and they watched the video at the same time. And her question was, why do people always kind of like continue to move around when they're getting beat? He said, for one, because it hurts. Like your body is naturally going to do that.
Mhm.
And to see that, man, just doesn't make sense. And I got friends that's cops, stuff like that too. But you got to think about it, man. Whenever you're going through the training in the police academy, your job is to protect and serve,
Mhm.
not to do all this extra stuff because you got a badge and you're trying to throw your power around. I don't know if it's been rumors that one of the officers pulled him out and beat him down because he was dating his ex-girlfriend. That's stupid, man. Grow up, you know. And to see that happen, man, it really pisses me off. But I really do hope that justice is served. His parents get to see, just get peace from all this. So no, I really do hope them cops get what they deserve. So that's my take on it.
What you think, John? How that make you feel when watching that video?
Uh, well, like any other video, it's it's heartbreaking, you know, because just going through training as a cop, it looked like they may have tased him. I want to say about 3 times, and I think I overheard them mace like they maced him the first time and tased him, and then these guys are joking around about macing and tasing somebody. So I think he may have got maced like 3 times, tased twice, and then for them to handcuff him and literally punch him in the face, like that's just uncalled for. And the training that you go in as a police, when you get certified on mace, you have to get mace, so how much somebody can take and the effects that it causes, and as well as tase. Then he got hit with the baton. I mean, he got hit with everything except for the gun. You know, so it's I don't know the training, and I don't. My thing is, why did he pull him out? He didn't even say what he was pulling him over for. the guy was asking the whole time, what's going on? What? And you just stop resisting. How is he resisting? The dude only like 140 pounds, and everybody around him over 200 pounds. So it was very excessive, and I hope the judgment that they get is very excessive. They need to be in for life without parole, because that's I don't know, it's uncalled for, and especially the joking around. Everything was just uncalled for, and it's getting to a point where it's just like the kid did. He ran off. It's gonna get to a point where some of these people gonna defend themselves against the cops, unfortunately. But that's how I feel like is what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and it all reminded me, man. I mean, we grew up at, man. It all reminded me like a gang jumping. I mean, that's what it looked like to me. It's like a gang was jumping somebody or jumping them into a gang or beating somebody. I mean, it was just way excessive. I would give I'll give the city of Memphis their police chief. I'll give her kudos. I think she handled it. I think she handled it perfectly. I mean, not perfectly. Some little stuff she could have did, but she did handle everything. She got out in front of it. She shared the video quickly. She talked through it. She immediately fired. Fired the officers and gave them charges. She jumped out in front of it in the media, trying to calm everybody down. She's just frank. It's like, hey, this video is disturbing and it's really messed up. She wasn't trying to defend the cops or saying, well, we got to investigate it. She wasn't saying all the stuff we was hearing before. So I'll give my kudos to them for the way they're handling it. I think if she'd have handled it a different way, it'll be a little bit more violent in Memphis than what it is right now. So that's my opinion. What do y'all think about how everything's been handled so far?
I agree with you, but I also know that she didn't have a choice. Unlike if you look at the black and white of things, you're a black female police chief, which I know is not too many of those around here in a major city too. So I don't think she really had a choice. She had to respond the way she responded, and like you said, she responded correctly. But she didn't. I feel like some of these other places they have more of a choice at a time. Oh, we're gonna do this, do that. You know what I mean? But I feel like all eyes was on her, all pressure was on her to another level, and she had to do what she had to do.
Yeah, yeah. And you see them other, people hold on to the tape for 2-3 months before releasing it, and they do all this other stuff. It just makes people, it gets people more upset. So
Yeah, because look at the one that happened in Dallas, how they did the thing. They held on to all the evidence. They stood they did like 2 or 3 press conferences with her standing there. We stand by our officers. Then when they started really investigating and stuff, which took them a while, then that's when things changed.
Yeah, I think like had she responded a different type of way, like you said, it would have been a riot for sure. But she did the right thing, how she handled it and everything. And I just really hope that these cops just, you know, get the sentences that they really actually deserve for all of this, man. So
now she did. Go ahead. What you got, Jay?
Yeah, nah, I'd agree with what everyone's saying. Going to Memphis plenty of times and just seeing the demographics by itself, with Memphis being, about, I say probably about 65% black, you gotta jump on that. You gotta really get on that real fast. So she did a good job of getting all the evidence and posted the evidence and responded to it. Indict 4 of the 5 so far. So yeah, she's getting on it. She got to stay on it. But on the same instance, we can't forget about the EMTs, fire department, and everyone that did not respond, and the people who did respond and didn't give them any assistance.
Yeah,
So,
there was actually seen in the news today. I think two of the fire people, and I can't remember their position off the top of my head, but I know two of them were fired. The responders from the fire department, they were fired for their response. And they're going deeper and deeper. Pretty much everybody who was in that area, other than the 5 black officers, I think it was 2 white officers there too, and they got charged yesterday, I believe. But pretty much everybody involved with it, they've been doing a deeper investigation, and everybody's being held accountable, which is what we need. Because now everybody, when this kind of stuff happens, everybody know, hey, I can't sit down. I got to say something. I got to, you know what I mean? I got to do something.
Yeah, it's like I know one of the lawyers, I think for 2 of the officers, that said he pretty much said that they didn't do anything wrong and they were gonna plead not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's on video. How can you plead not guilty to something that's on video that clearly shows you?
Because previously officers pled not guilty and they on the streets.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure when they get deeper into this case and they look at every hit, then the lawyer gonna be like, well, my client didn't kick him in the head. These other 4 did. My client kicked him in the back. That's not what killed him. It was the shots to the head. You know what I mean? They'll break it down. And I'm pretty sure every officer, just from our justice system, every officer there is not going to get the same charge. The ones that's going to get the big charges are the ones that they got on video kicking them in the head. They the ones that's going to get the big charges, man. Them lawyers gonna, all of them ain't going to get the same charge. And it hadn't happened in any case. George Floyd case, all of them officers didn't get the same. Every other case, man, they're there and they get charged with something, but the main one, whoever they got on video doing the most kicking and punching in the head area, who's gonna get the bigger charge.
I feel like they should still get the same penalty, even though it's not gonna work out their way. Because at some point in time, man, something got to kick in and be like, look, man, this is not right. You should have went that far. It ain't had to escalate to all of this.
But that's not a crime. It's not a crime not to say nothing. You know what I mean? It's not a crime not to stop somebody from committing a crime.
unless you're a civilian.
Well, still same thing, civilian. Well, if you're around the area with somebody committing a crime, yeah, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah, you're gonna get hit.
But I don't know.
This is America.
Yeah. So one thing the chief did, man, she's already disbanded the Scorpion group. And I don't even know if that's the right thing to do. For me, I would say I would have redone the group, probably changed some stuff up, because just kind of looking into the group, what she put the group together for was actually great. The purpose of the group was great. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm going to get a band of officers who look like the people in the neighborhood, who can relate to the people in the neighborhood. I'm going to get them to do more policing and get more involved with the neighborhood. But what turned, that was the purpose. And then the people actually in the group start doing other stuff, I believe. And start doing stuff the wrong way. These groups, because I know in Georgia, I think Georgia has the Georgia, what they call it group. I think it's like the Georgia Bulldogs or something. Yeah. They've been doing this for a while with the groups, and I think just a bunch of other major cities got little groups of police officers with special tasks or whatever to do this type of policing, but not in an extreme way. So how do y'all feel? I know the people was demanding it. I know CNN and the media was demanding it. Was that a good choice getting rid of this group, the Scorpion group?
No, they just needed to be retrained. They just got to be retrained. You want to keep your task force. I mean, that's foolish to take your task force out. That'd be like, how we shut down the FBI or any other agency that has, something crazy's happened? No, we haven't. Because everybody ain't bad. So you got other people that's actually doing the work the right way. So now they should just be retrained and keep that force up, especially Memphis.
Yeah,
You know how it goes down in Memphis.
yeah. I say that's the one thing I was looking at it. I was like, okay, yeah, this is a group. And I was looking at the purpose, that I'm looking at the officer. Like, okay, yeah, these are black officers. They're going to the black neighborhoods. That's what we want. That's what we were asking for the last year. We want more black officers. We want people who understand where we're coming from, and have roots in the community to go in the community and talk and help with policing. But this is what you see from a lot of officers, man. And maybe we'll do another police show when we start kicking our live shows again. But this is what you see from a lot of black officers. And I'm going to call you out. You see this mentality where they go and the police, they forget they were black. I'll put it just clearly. I was trying to find an educated way of saying it, but I'm just going to put it out there the simple, stupid way. They forget they was black. You know what I mean? They forget they black, and that badge is more than their culture, and they look down on the culture. That's what I see from a lot, not all, but a lot of black officers. You see that, man, and they forget where they came from. Like my dad would say, or somebody would say, they forget where they came from and how it was being young and black and growing up and making mistakes. So I don't know. I think we've got to figure this out. We got to figure this out in America. I don't know how we figure this out. What do you what you think, Leah?
We need to have a campaign of "Remember You Black." Now I'm playing.
Remember where you came from.
It's a hard dynamic because, like you say, you want your people in your neighborhood, but you also want your people to be the right ones and remember where they're from. And like you said, there are good ones out there, that have done that and everything, but there are also the bad ones. And these task force, like you said, you want to keep the task force, but this isn't the only place where you have problems with these task force. Task force in California, in LA, they're very gang-like. In fact, they were a gang. The cops had cop gangs in different precincts and stuff. The documentary that Colin Kaepernick got going on right now kind of talks about stuff like that, where I think it's in Bakersfield, California, where these police officers pretty much was the biggest drug dealers and everything else, man. And they was like, oh, you had the biggest number of cop killings in this area. And you be like, oh man, they really hate cops. But then when they started digging into it, they started realizing what the real issue was the cops was the actual criminals. And sometimes when with these task force, when you give these certain people this power, they take it too far. So it need to be something done. I can't give you the right answer because I don't know the right answer, but whether it's recertification, whether it's you can only be on these task force for a certain amount of time, a limited time, or whatever and stuff like that. I don't know, but yeah, something need to be done. I agree. She need to keep the task force, but it just needs some investigation and some training and recertification and stuff like that. But I don't know if there's a right answer.
No one man should have all that power.
That's all it is. It's a power thing, man. I used to see it a lot. Being an MP, you get these young kids, white, black, whatever it is, and they get a little power and they go crazy. And they used to hate me because I was the type like, yo, I speed. So I ain't gonna just pull somebody over speeding because I speed on base too. But they'll have to be like driving real fast. So you don't have a lot of people that's cops that's more laid back or willing to work with individuals, because those individuals come from probably being bullied or probably not having friends, and they get a little power, and then they're like, oh yeah, oh, I gotta stop him, I gotta do this, I gotta, they become Superman until somebody, until they get to a bar or something, and somebody ain't stepping back on them, and that's why they shooting everybody, because they scared. They scared because at the end of the day, you can hide behind that badge for so long, but the real you gonna show up. And if you a scary individual, you gonna shoot somebody fast, or you might run away, or you might be hiding in the hallways while kids are getting shot. So if this ain't your calling, don't get into it. And that's the problem. A lot of these guys, they just get into it for power. Stop trying to get into something for power that you ain't built for. You ain't built for to be a cop. You're not built to serve and protect. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel about, the cop situation, man. It's too many individuals, and it could be black, white, Indian, Mexican, whatever. They get a taste of power, and they misuse the hell out of it. So they I don't know, they gotta do more background. I don't know, before they even hire the individual. See exactly, let them go to counseling, and I mean, it'll take a little longer, cost a little more money, but they gotta really see who they hire, man.
Yeah. I would even add to I agree with all y'all. Like even after the hiring process, do a psyche evaluation of this guy to see what their mental is, because I'm not saying that and I could be wrong. They may already do this now, but after a cop is served on, been on the force for so long and seen so much, I know a lot of it may take a role on his psyche, so it may mess up his mental health or stuff like that. But I'll say keep the force, just reevaluate, uh, retrain the course, and then of course just see what their mental health is. If I feel like, because I know just like any other job, there's stress as a police officer, and things can stress and cause you to do a lot of crazy things. But just reevaluate everything and make sure this is something that you want to do, because being a cop, everybody can't just be like, oh, I want to be a cop and think it's a game. And then you get that badge and, oh, I'm a cop, and you go power crazy. Because I know it has been some people probably became cops who were bullied, had no friends, only child, got neglected. So I say if you're gonna be anybody that want to be a cop, do it for the right reason.
I mean, perfect example. One of my ex-classmates, unfortunately, he went through the academy and got caught up because I think he dropped out or something happened, and he still had the uniform, and he was pulling people over like he was a cop in Boba. Yeah, yeah. So that's just to show you one example of that power trip, man. And I was like, this fool, and he got caught. So I'm like, why was she doing this? But it gets over their head, man. They chase a little power, and to me, I think also they need to talk to the wives and girlfriends of these guys, see what they doing at the house too, because some of these guys getting some domestic violence type stuff too. So I don't know, man. That power gets to them, man. It gets every time, every time.
Yeah. I just thinking, Memphis. I mean, Memphis was doing everything, everything we've been shouting for the last few years. We've been asking for more black officers. We've been asking for black leadership in the police departments, and they had black leadership. They had black officers, and everything and every piece of everybody's bone would say, okay, that's a solution. No one in Memphis should be getting killed by police officers, because you know what I mean. Because it's not a race thing. A lot of people saying the cop thing was a race thing. I always thought it was deeper than race. I just thought it was what I mean. It's just a power thing. Um, I just I don't know, man. It's just how many more bad apples do we have to go through? You know what I mean? But before we get rid of all the bad apples, you know what I mean? How many more kids, young men have to die before all the bad apples are done in the police department? You know what I'm saying? I can't remember which comedian it was. I think it was Chris Rock said, you know what I mean? Hey, when a pilot mess up, they pull his license. They don't let him keep flying. You know what I mean? So how many of these officers we going to continue to let fly under the radar until they kill somebody? You know what I mean? They have to be more accountability. I think the accountability so far in this case, and we'll wait to see what happens at trial. But I think accountability so far has been good. But you know, police officers got to do like every other American, and fear that if I mess up at work, I'm going to get fired or something's going to happen to me. I think I don't know if that fear exists, man. 'Cause just by these 7 officers beating up, I don't think nobody feared that their job was gone. They had the body camera on, they had the car camera on, and they continued to strike and beat this kid to death because they wasn't scared. They wasn't scared. They knew the right things to say. You know what I mean? They knew the right things to say on the video so it don't look like they're committing a crime. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think the whole justice is, man, we've got to let's first pass the George Floyd reform bill. Let's put some pressure under these congressmen and these representatives of you to push that bill forward to help prevent this kind of thing from happening. And we got some soul searching to do in the police department and in America, man. This is just, you know what I mean? This is just it's just over and over again, man. It's just waiting for the next one. So another big shout out to Tyree's mother, man. I don't even think she had a chance to grieve her son's death because she's been like moving around trying to make sure that everything is justified. You know what I mean? That he gets justice that he deserves. And it takes a lot of strength to stand in front of camera after camera, tell the story. I don't even think she watched the video. I seen an interview where the stepdad had watched the video and he was telling her, and she just couldn't take it. And I wouldn't want to watch the video either. One of my kids being murdered. So just huge shout out, man. Special prayers to her and to all of that family, man. While y'all deal with this tragic, man. I want to echo her thoughts on keeping the peace, but if I'm honest, I don't want to echo it. If I'm just being honest with you.
I mean, they were blessed, like, and that's what I'm saying. They need to handle stuff swiftly while the weather is bad. You know what I'm saying? So do as much as you can these next couple of days.
Yeah,
just know, you know.
Yeah, I would say, you know what I mean, I don't want to be arrested for inciting a riot, but I would say respect her request, man. I think she said her son wouldn't want, you know, violence in the streets. But just because you're not doing violence don't mean not to keep your foot off their neck, man. Apply pressure to them, man, to make some change happen.
Peacefully.
Huh?
I said peacefully.
Yeah, peacefully apply pressure. But something's got to change, man. And I still think there's some crazy American that's probably gonna put something in the comment that's gonna be like, well, he should have did that. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. How can you not see that nothing, you know, nothing was done? I'm pretty sure somebody will be like, well, he must have been on drugs or all these stupid things they'll bring up, man. But it doesn't. Yeah.
I would say this too, though. Like some of them people that say stuff like that, put yourself in that situation. If you know, how would you feel, or you know, if that was you in that situation, you would want justice too.
Yeah.
So think about that.
Perfect example is the guy right here in Texas talking crazy smack to that police. You know what I'm saying? He's talking crazy to them, and you got this black guy just saying, "What's happening? What happened? What's going on?"
Yeah.
You know, so
And I don't even want to say that, man, because you know it happens. It happens to all Americans, man. It really does happen. Police cross the line against all Americans at certain points, man. I've watched a couple videos where where white men were shot. One was in a hotel room where the guy had I think he had a BB gun, and he walked out of this room, and the cop, I mean, he blew him to pieces, man. Very tragic, and it was very
You comply
uncomfortable.
with everything they said. They had him down for like, if it's the same dude I'm thinking about, he was down for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Doing
He was on
everything they're saying, and he still got
still.
shot by them and died.
So I think the more you take race out of it, even in this case or whatever, and I know the news don't publicize when white cops shoot white kids, you know what I mean, white kids or white people unjustifiably. They don't put that on. That's the media fault. But I mean, there's something with the police. You got to pull back the police on some of these cases, man. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up about it because it's just stupid.
but you know, it's like what kids used to play a childhood game, cops and robbers.
Yeah.
But you got the cops looking like the robbers nowadays. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, it's just it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Like I said, cops stick up, man. Stick up for what's right, man. You wear that badge to protect what's right. So even if it's your partner, yeah, even if it's your partner or whatever, you guys got to speak up. So again, prayers for the whole city of Memphis, man.
Yeah, man.
And hopefully, like I said, everything, you know, his death is justified. You know, he gets justice. Him and his family gets justice. Any last thoughts?
Nah, just prayers for Memphis, North Memphis. Throw your thumbs up, South Memphis, Black Haven, Orange Mound, East Memphis. All y'all neighborhoods, man. Showing love.
Yeah. So this has been the 3200 special. Appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that likes, share, and subscribe button. And we'll see you next time here on the 3200.
Peace.